Once known as the Eater of Worlds, many viewed Bray Wyatt as a likely successor to The Undertaker and Kane as the next Master of the Macabre for the WWE. However, even after winning the WWE title, raking in the ratings with the main event on Monday Night Raw against Matt Hardy, and lighting up darkened arenas with his army of fireflies, Bray Wyatt has sadly been left off TV to languish, leaving many fans wondering, whatever happened to Bray Wyatt? So, without further ado, here are 7 reasons why the WWE may not be pushing Bray Wyatt. Curses. It's a little spooky how someone with such a haunted gimmick like Bray Wyatt also seems to have a few superstitions attached to his career. Now, whether you believe in bad booking curses or you think they're all just coincidences, it's still hard to deny that there isn't something of a pattern that Bray falls into. With a few exceptions, NXT wrestlers really don't get pushed too well on the main roster. Also, the Wyatt family in specific hasn't done too well overall. With Bray being underutilized, Braun being overdue for a singles title, and even though the Bludgeon Brothers have won tag team gold somewhat recently, Rowan ended up on the sidelines due to injury, leaving Luke Harper with nothing to do. And let's not forget that Bray's brother and father were never treated any better than mid-card talent on WWE's main roster. Even Bray's uncle, Barry Windham, wasn't treated with the main event push that many will agree that he deserved when he worked for McMahon. So by looking at these patterns, some might just be impressed that Bray managed to get this far to begin with. Burial at Cena. There have been many wrestlers who have lost their momentum because of an established talent, as WWE management feels the need to sacrifice budding careers in order to add a meaningless uptick to an already made star. And one of WWE's favorite shovels is, of course, John Cena. And ever since their bout at WrestleMania 30, Bray has never quite recovered after losing the big fight John, somehow even after taking the title off of him at Elimination Chamber. But that leads me to transitional phase. Wrestling is full of transitional champions, wrestlers that are only holding on to gold in order to facilitate the belt from one wrestler to another. Stan Stasiak only held the title for 9 days, just to keep Pedro Morales from having to face Bruno Sammartino, but still getting Bruno a second run with the gold. Sergeant Slaughter was a champion, seemingly for no other reason than to just get the belt from Ultimate Warrior back onto Hulk Hogan. And unfortunately, that may have been the only motivation behind Bray Wyatt's championship run. WWE may have just wanted to add one more notch to John Cena's bedpost with a quick, record-tying 16th run, with the belt really meant for Orton after going through what he endured during SummerSlam. Bray's moment in the sun may have just existed in order to get the belt off of Cena and get it back around the waist of Orton, all while sparing us from having to watch that match again for the umpteenth time. But sadly, when you look at the track records for transitional champions after they serve their purpose, it usually doesn't end all that well. Waiting his turn. Big men have always played a major part of professional wrestling, especially in the House of McMahon, which makes it all the more surprising that there are rumors that Vince has developed a grudge against men of a certain physique in recent years. Allegedly, Vince McMahon has turned against wrestlers who don't have well-defined muscles. Sure, he still wants his wrestlers to be big, but they also have to have the right kind of cut and beefiness that he's looking for. This could all explain why Bray Wyatt and talent like him are doomed to dwindle on the main roster. Rut. While Bray Wyatt is a great character portrayed as a creepy, backwoods cult leader, he may also suffer from a pretty narrow set of limitations. There's really only so much you can do with this character. Bray has already sucked in other main event stars into his family like Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton, only for them to turn on their master. Bray's family itself has also broken up and gone back together again, only to break up once more. And we've also seen him go against the members of the Shield on multiple occasions. Could it be possible that all of Bray's best stuff are all things that we've already seen and seen again? WWE is running around in circles with Wyatt, and they might just have run out of ideas, which might be the reason why Bray has been left off of pay-per-views seemingly more so than any other star at his level. Not because of injury, not because of scheduling conflicts, but because they have no idea what to do with him. And to make matters worse, many times when they try to do something new with him, like making him Sister Abigail, the projector screen at WrestleMania, or his tag team run with Woken Matt Hardy, these angles tend to fall a bit flat, which can't be too encouraging to the WWE creative team when it comes time to write ideas. Just think of it this way. If a WWE writer consistently flounders when writing a particular character, and he didn't want to look bad in front of his bosses, would it be any surprise if he just stopped writing that character in an attempt to hide his own failings? Step up. Let's not forget that Bray Wyatt has gotten occasional chances to spend some time in the WWE spotlight, like when he main evented TLC going against Dean Ambrose, or his handicap match with Luke Harper against Brock Lesnar. But whenever Bray gets a high-profile match or a highly anticipated feud, they never tend to stand out. High momentum matches can sometimes dissipate with Bray as soon as the bell rings, with many fans having no real fond memories of programs that they were once really excited for. And as good as he is, and even though it's not entirely his fault, he needs to make these big moments count when he gets them. Bray has to become a standout player, or else WWE management will just keep treating him like a bit player. That chant. While Bray Wyatt was still considered by many to be at his peak back in 2014, it didn't seem that way with all fans. During a feud with Chris Jericho, Wyatt's promo was heard under a chorus of boring chants. Now, some speculate that this was because the crowd wanted Bray to be there in person instead of just being on screen. Others say that the fans were getting tired of hearing the same old cryptic nonsense, and there are some that blame the fans for just being in a mood that night. But either way, Bray has never been the same ever since that happened, and even if this was merely a passing thing, WWE might have viewed this as a warning sign about Bray. Hopefully Bray Wyatt can turn it all around. He's impressive in the ring, comes from an amazing pedigree, and he's captivating and committed with his character work to a level that few others are. All that spells limitless possibilities for a wrestler and serves as great reasons why WWE management needs to follow the buzzards, because wrestling fans know that Bray Wyatt is here.